With the unraveling of FTX, their failure leaves a load of projects in the firing line here with potential for them to run out of runway. One instance here is that of Star Atlas, a very promising blockchain game based on Solana. High hopes for this one. It had a huge run up when it was first launched, and some of the gameplay footage we've seen looks absolutely insane, such as the intro you just watched. So as the block reports here, Star Atlas cash runway sliced in half by FTX catastrophe. So the issue here is that Sam, Alameda, FTX Ventures, when they were investing in a load of these projects, it seems they were encouraging teams to keep their treasuries on FTX exchange. The reason for this, the teams could then get a low and fixed yield on their cash and other assets by just holding them on top of FTX. This seems to now be a common theme in the industry as Sam and Co try to get as much funds onto the exchange as humanly possible. So now a long list of their investments here are potentially struggling, and one that we've caught up with here is Star Atlas. If we just look at the tokens here, Star Atlas has two tokens. Atlas, this is the first token here. 5.7 mil is now the market cap. If we just zoom this back out, you can see obviously over the last 7 days, a bit of a drop down when the news around this cash runaway being stripped actually hit the headlines, but that is a pretty damning chart there for the Atlas token. Same thing with their governance token Polis here. Now the market cap just $3.5 million. Similar outlook for the chart there as well, absolutely nuked here. So this is a very unfortunate thing, and it really highlights the risks of investing in crypto projects. Many of them will fail. Not to say that Star Atlas will fail from here, but their chances of success have been scuppered at this point. They were recently showing off the game at Breakpoint, the Solana conference, when all of this FTX debacle really started to unwind. And now subsequently, this letter has been released by Michael Wagner, the CEO of Star Atlas, to break down exactly what happened. He says they had material cash exposure on deposit at FTX. This facility was utilized for cash transfer to our bank to manage operating expenses and generate low risk yield on short-term treasury assets. I believe this liquid cash position to be custodied with a reliable and trustworthy institution, and I put my confidence and trust into an individual I believe to be a stalwart of the industry. Clearly, the trust has been betrayed, poor timing, and a failure to have sufficient backup measures in place to respond expeditiously to situations such as this. That is on me, and for that, I'm sorry. He goes on to mention that his confidence in this community they've built, plus the team strength, is really something that can shine through here, and they were really celebrating all that they had achieved at the Breakpoint conference. In terms of Solana, he goes on that Solana is the most performant and capable protocol, particularly for building Web3 native game environments and the open metaverse of the future. So his core thesis that all gamers will want to truly own their assets is as strong as ever, and he believes the future of gaming can be on Solana. So following the insolvency news of FTX, upon their return from Breakpoint, we rapidly mobilized an internal strike team to explore options for mid-term cash requirements. As of today, we maintain a strong balance sheet with significant optionality in front of us, though a portion of our most immediately liquid cash assets were impacted. So I was listening into these spaces that have just been going on for days, and within that, one of the investors into Star Atlas did mention they lost half of their cash position, and approximates that the runway for Star Atlas has now been cut down from around 3 years to around 18 months here. The game is not yet fully released, so this will obviously impact things like marketing, their ability to push it, and as this was a game that was kind of planned for like a 7-year expansive phase, this really will impact things going forward. Now, since this, they have been actively communicating with their community, doing things like Discord events, and being quite upbeat, to be honest with you, over on Twitter, which is a good thing to see. The thing is, the game looks super promising. You've seen the gameplay trailer yourself, and they still do have 18 months worth of funding approximately left. So I have no doubts they will continue to push this game out, but the success of it could be impacted here. Now, the silver linings could be new investment steps in and helps buffer cash positions. Plus, the team has certainly shown in this time of worry that they are still fighting on and they will continue to build out their project. But this definitely serves as a lesson not to hold your funds, whether you're a project or an individual, in such high quantities on one single exchange, one single point of failure. And it also goes to show us how one man, Sam, and his public persona, the way he used to invest in everything, well, that doesn't really count for anything. You can't trust humans, unfortunately. So major lessons to be learned from this. The contagion continues, and I'll continue to search for more projects that have been affected by this instance. If you've got any of them, drop them down below and I'll take a look. But Star Atlas here, down, but certainly not out for the count just yet.
In managing the decisions on which projects to to invest in, because I'm very fortunate. My deal flow is insane. I see everything. And I have to disclose, I'm a paid spokesperson to FTX and a shareholder there too, because we mentioned them, and big advocate for Sam because he has two parents that are compliance lawyers. If there's ever a place I could be that I'm not going to get in trouble, it's going to be at FTX. So